Hey, good evening. Yeah, it's almost 10 o'clock, and we have a small continuing part what we started last time, and we will finalize a one CV project today. And why are we today here? Is that because people asked that how could we customize the CV with couple of easy steps? It's a bit late. We have 1 hour together, and then I think my wife should be also finishing her work, so I will go and have the rest of the evening free. Tomorrow again, I have a safety training. But hey, let's open a chat. Let's see where I am here, and I will say good evening. And then, if you are there online, hit the message in the chat, leave any comment you want, ask any questions you want. And that's why we are here to answer our questions and show what we can do with our CV. And let me tell a bit before we continue what we did last time. We actually had a yeah, good evening, Somil. Nice to see you here. Also, you're always answering in a WhatsApp group, and yeah, love it. But yeah, let's go through a bit what we actually went through last time. I'm not gonna pull all the templates out what we talked, but I can tell you. And then after this, we can pick a new guy and do same thing. But our starting point was that we had a kind of a CV, made a very basic, good CV with the proper experience and so on. And then we analyzed it. We came in a conclusion. It's not ATS friendly system and not ATS friendly CV. And then it wasn't targeted. Then during that hour and a half we talked, we edited it, we find the company information, we targeted the CV to match the company's background values, then we picked the job description, and then we made a really targeted CV. Let's see through what we have here, and then we will continue. And today we are going to target the CV to a couple of different places, and then we had a couple of questions about group interviews. There's one guy going in a group interview, asked that how to prepare, so we can go through that one. And then I also had a couple of other questions I'm gonna briefly answer, but we have 58 minutes left, so let's continue. But I'll show you what we did last time. But here we should have there's the plan. Let's put it to last. I'll show you we used AI to edit really good CV. This is already in Finnish, but I will decode it for you. And you shouldn't be shy if you have a job description in Finnish. You can always apply into it Finnish. You can get it AI translated, make sure that there are no weird phrases, words we don't use in Finland. It's not that hard. And if you have any questions, that's why we have a WhatsApp group. And I'm always happy to go through your paperwork and give you tips and direction. So that's not the problem. But hey, let's continue with this one. And we have 11 people online. Welcome here. You can send questions to the chat if you want. I'm happy to answer. And this chat is all about just going through CVs. But let me show our previous work. From very simple CV, we build CV, cover letter, and then actually an action plan based on the job description and how to apply. So let me walk you through. This is just a very basic cover letter targeted highly to the job. Actually, let's get it in English. Today we have a English topic, so we should use English, and let me translate it very quickly to English. Translate in English. Let's see, can I write any better than I do on a weekdays? Let's give it a small moment, go it through, and then you can also follow and I can highlight the things which are still a bit AI hallucinated, and we should actually get rid of them. But it's thinking. Looks like the AI is also a bit slow today, but it happens. Here it is. Let me show an idea of a good cover letter. Of course, in the header we have our own details very briefly, and then what many people forget to add is the position we are applying. But hey, recruitment team, subject, that's something we don't add there. Absolutely not. Then, when we first created the cover letter, it was like a robot wrote it. We used a lot of AI just to make things clean and fast. Then we gave AI instructions that, hey, you're actually a human behind here. We wanted to sound personal. Then we gave a bit our personal details, and then we got a really good one. And of course, these are the templates you're always going to reread by yourself, and you will fix it that it will sound exactly like you. And this is the reason why people many times ask that, what template do I use? What template should I use that it would pass that system? What many companies are using, thing is that you don't need templates. You need a tool which is usually free, like Gemini today, and then you know what you ask, and then from there you will build a body, and then you move it to actual, uh, for example, Word or Google Docs. I use a lot of Google Docs, but then that's how I don't need templates when I'm building these, and they work really well. But what we did yesterday was that we brought the very basic that what we are applying. We told a bit our background, because if I remember right, the job applications say that write freely something about from you. So we picked that one really well. And then we even mentioned that we are very fond of the Finnish work culture. Company was very proud of that they have a good work culture, and we picked it to our cover letter. And then we mentioned honestly, true passion lies in the technical and hands-on work. Why did we add this one? Was the reason because when we think about the work experience what the CV had, we had their cleaning experience in Finland at this moment ongoing. I hopefully if the guy is today is in a feed, good evening there. So we mentioned that honestly, our passion is actually in your field. We kind of are doing the work what we have to do at this moment, but we would be happy to translate our work, the field we really like. And then we pointed from the previous work experience, good match for the job we were applying. So basically, this is the free part. You can tell more about yourself and give it the human touch. When I read applications people are sending to the office, they were missing this part completely. It was all in the same all the time and very short. Cover letter, you have one page to be creative and really target and let them know you. Then, second part, what is always missing? I'm saying always, but let's say that 95% of the times is missing that. What you bring to the table, you always need to think it from point of the company that, hey, why would they hire me? And here we did a nice part, what we bring on the table, and check what we highlighted. We highlighted that we know how to operate in a workshop environment, like it was in the job description. We are ready for the action. We are stating that we have already safety certificates for electrical, occupational, and then hygiene cards. Hygiene is if you need to work, for example, in a food production, you go to some installations there. Then the right attitude, and check this one. Right attitude, we noticed your job posting that you value people who dare to ask. And Then we mentioned that, hey, that's us. When companies put those job applications out, read them very carefully. Try to pick what they value. Run it through AI analyze if you are not sure that what they actually value, but we picked every part from the job application we had, and then technical background and so on. Then the job application was in Finnish, the company page is in Finnish. So we highlighted that our language skills are currently at the basic level, but we practice every day. We are a fast learner and fully committed using Finnish on the workshop floor. So you can see that in this cover letter, we gave a personal touch for the job application. Let's go and see a next part about our CV, how we edited that one. That's an action plan. That one we will go through next. Here's a CV. And now if you want to see how did the original look, you need to go to yesterday's stream. But I guarantee it's a way different CV. We were first of all missing a profile from that paperwork. And here we highlighted, we are motivated, technical, professional, and so on. Not gonna read the whole text, but basically it targets to that company. Work experience was listed here, education, skills, and these we moved to industrial standards. This will be highlighted in ATS system. And then the terms which we found from the job description, we wrote them open. And then we even mentioned their own word there. So you see that no point to open everything because then it will be like crazy wall of text. Pick the most important ones. And then certifications, and this one we will edit to fit just on the one page with the text editing tool. So this one was just a template we were playing. And this will be ready to be sent out on Monday. Then the action plan. And here we also had a little cheat sheet. We used AI to create as a plan because, again, job application where they describe the process, they gave us a lot of good hints. First of all, they mentioned that places are filled straight away when they find good people, good matches. And then we created a target that today we first send paperwork to the company, and then that description had a person and a WhatsApp number. And it mentioned that, hey, if you have any questions about the job, please contact us. And now we need to go a bit higher back in that job description where they say that they are interested on people who dare to ask. So they definitely want you to contact those people. So that's how it works. Then we send email, cover letter there, and then WhatsApp nudge about 30 minutes after sending the email. And then we try to figure out a question, what to ask from those people. And then follow up 3 to 4 days. And then that's the time when we try to get interview time. So that was our basic plan, what we created yesterday. But then the question which we had yesterday that, hey, what if I need to apply for a different company? Let's take that idea. And that one I promised to go through today a bit. So we are going to see that how we can take a CV we created and with a couple of minutes change it to match for completely different company. That's our plan. So let's take our CV, and today our paperwork won't be pretty because we are just using the wall of text and we want to have that changes easily done, and then we format it separately on a different software. But here it is. And we always give a little hint for AI that, hey, now analyze the CV. And then again, what happened last time? We forbid AI to do changes. Last time it exploded, and I had to, after a live stream, go and look for ways to get the paperwork to return what I already finished. So that's what we do now. Analyze the CV, don't edit. That's there. And then after this is the moment when we are going to target it. But first, let's give an AI a little task. And we need to throw these little tasks there that we will get new ideas, that we find new companies. Because yesterday when we analyzed the CV, we asked that where we would be a good fit. And it actually found local companies. Let's see. Our document right is it's not empty, but let's go through. Highlight it. It's reading something wrong. You can see sometimes AI has a problem. So let's ask it again that read the CV from Canvas editor. Yeah. Today we also got the very difficult AI to follow with us, but sometimes it happens. We need to point out that not gonna work. Let's give it that clear the canvas, ready for input. And then we will paste it again. And then we will go and try to find. Okay. It's not, let's do it this way. New chat from here. Throw this away. Tools, canvas, and analyze my CV here. And let's see. Sometimes we need to clear the things we have been doing before. Now it looks way better. And now we get to the part that how do we target our paperwork with one easy click? No point to do the same work all the time. But this only works when you are applying the same field. Like now we need electrical installations. And that's why we asked the AI to analyze the whole paperwork. Background in Vamia, education, so on. Yes, they got even Vasa region and so on. And suggest companies from Vasa area to fit my background. Now we give a small task for AI again. And it threw our CV away, but let's hope that it's still in there behind. But it's easier to read from the screen. The big three major global players, Hitachi Energy, this is a new one. This wasn't there yesterday. Wärtsilä we had, ABB we had. And then a couple of more. I think Danfoss we applied a year ago, not couple. But then no luck. But we got into the interview. So that's already a big win, I would say. Kaukokiito and so on. And then recruiting agencies. Yeah, always send the paperwork there. Then let's say that target my CV to match ABB values etc. Let's see what happens. Now we ask it to do the basic match. Usually, sometimes when we have a website, we have a command that go and crawl the website. The AI will go there, fetch the information. But now we have a big company. Everything should be already there in a memory. And now let's see what happened. Dedicated professional, 1 year, seeking job, ABB, and so on. Committed to ABB values and collaboration. Let's see through what happened with the one person that when the highly targeted, it was filled with company all the time. Company jargon and things which we shouldn't have in CVs. Reliability, yeah, and so on. It looks good. Switch gear is something what appeared here in the new, and always need to check that can we actually do it, that it's not hallucination. But now you can see that from the CV targeted to another company at the first, then we asked it to target to ABB, and now we have a body which will match about ABB's field in Vasa, and then company's vision and values. And what next has to be done, what we don't have today, is that you need to find a job description. Then you will paste it into AI chat, ask it to analyze it, forbid to do changes in the CV, and then you click and you should have a nicely targeted CV. And then when you have a CV done, and like yesterday, we pasted again job description and say that, hey, create cover letter to match this job description. It created a nice cover letter, but it sounded very robotic. It was crazy that how machine sounding it was. And then we told it to make it sound like a human. And then we told a bit about ourselves. And then we got a really nice cover letter. And then last is to ask an action plan with couple of steps. And then it will pick those high little things if they say that, hey, you need to contact them, or they value people who dare to ask questions. So that's how we do it. That was about the targeting, and it's easier to show. I have for next week actually a couple of more CVs I'm going to rebuild. And just to remind for everybody, in a WhatsApp group we have, you can always send me CVs and I'll take them in order, and then I'll review them. I target them to the field you want, and then you need to also have a job you are going to apply. So there I will create the Finnish version also, which you can use directly for applying in jobs. But hey, what else we wanted to do today? We had group interviews coming, and one person sent a message that, hey, there's a group interview coming. It will be quite soon in the near future. And I can say that that happens very often, especially in recruiting companies. Shouldn't be afraid of that kind of interviews. Idea is that they have different candidates. People, they will think that, hey, these are a good fit for the job. And it will make a recruiter's life a bit easier if they put them in one big group and then talk with the people and try to find what kind of match they would be for a company. Then I always say that, hey, if you don't know what to do, ask. Like, I use a lot of this. Let's see what this one says. That tell me about group interviews. This is a little tip. Just go and take. Why them use, like I said, efficiency, and then observing soft skills. They always want to see that how do you perform, what kind of person you are in a real life. And if it's a team layer, you work in a team, then of course you need to talk with other people, and they even might give you a little task. And then one thing, like it was mentioned there, that they also are testing that are people listening. So that's one. And here, very simple rules. What to do, acknowledge others, keep the time. For example, if they say that you have 5 minutes for this, take 5 minutes. Body language, you follow how other people are talking, just natural. But that was about the group interview. Can't say exactly what they are asking if I don't have a job description fully and the application. Then I could actually go it through and check that what we would have, for example, asked in a recruiting company. But without that description, I can just very briefly say, hey, question, how I can join in a WhatsApp group? Let me get you a link. Just a second. I'll open a WhatsApp here, and then I will get you a link. And now WhatsApp is loading, but here it is. And now I'm talking same time when I'm browsing my computer and going through. And here I'll get you the link. It will come in a second in chat. There we have a group. And that group is for people to network, to look work in Finland, ask tips to get their paperwork ready, find company leads, and so on. And I'm really happy to run that group. Why do we have a group? It's also my way to network with people. That I work with recruiting companies, and I need to be networked really well. And this is very fun way to do it. I get to help people with the things I'm really interested. Somehow I'm interested in in resumes, creating them efficiently, and then same time I get the new ideas because like I usually very often say that I have worked as a freelancer from 2004. So over 20 years, I have had to find a job before the next one is ending. So I have tried almost everything from newspaper ads to glowing things on grocery walls, things like that. Hey, based on that, do you know what I noticed today? This one comes a bit outside of today's topic for on a CVs, but this is a practical part. When I went to WhatsApp group, I posted there just to try that. Hey, can I post there? And I posted about this live today that hey, you are welcome to join here if you want. And what I noticed in that WhatsApp group was that people were posting a lot of their own ads, like if they had a restaurant or if they have a kind of a grocery where they sell different products than we would have here in the Finnish supermarkets like Lidl, Prisma, or City Market. And they had a very interesting products there. But now what happens when you post those announcements in your own groups? It is that everything stays in a small circle. And then there was many other companies like offering similar services and products. And then it happens that you just throw those announcements between yourselves. But what actually should be done is that you will pick, for example, one interesting product you have in your own store. Then you figure out that what can you, for example, cook from this. Like I saw ads from the shrimps, big fan. And you figure out something a bit extraordinary, at least extraordinary for a Finns. Maybe it's a regular thing in different countries. And then you will take that idea and go to Finnish groups like Puskaradio or some local uh, Facebook channel about positive feedback. And then you will take there and let people know. And that works way better. Because let me tell an example what happens in my wife's business. She sells a lot of yarn. She hand dyes different kind of yarns, and then if he puts them in the shop, it will slowly go different colors here and there. But if she, for example, makes a knitted model, puts a plan there, and then a couple of suggestions about different colors, people will go and buy the ready plan. And that one sells way better than just different colors listed separately. Just a little thing to think that if you are running a business in Finland, you're, for example, selling some products, try to figure out something interesting you can put together and then take it to the local groups. Get somebody to try it or just show an example, and I guarantee it will bring way better results. Then, second thing, actually could be a third thing. I had a question about computers. One person broke a computer and was figuring out that, hey, where to get a cheap one? Because if you go in Gigantti, like stores in Finland, they are selling expensive laptops. But thing is that if you get a bit cheaper from there, it's absolute rubbish. Let me show you one thing. You might know about this, but I'll show you. This is the place I use sometimes to hunt specific things. This is just one of them. Something wrong with their protection, but let's go. Let's go electronics. We have a lot of kind of an auctions. And here we have computers going because the person was looking for computers. Of course, we don't need a lot of 10, but they also go very cheap if people are interested. Go a bit down. For example, here is table computers going very cheap, but I wanted to get those laptops. They have again added a lot of stuff there. Because you can see here, 10 computers at the moment, 10 euros. Last time it went to 400 something, so it was still 40 euros each. But I wanted to get to the laptops they pulled in parts. Let's see, do they have them here? And this is the page I sent to that guy that, hey, check from here, because I think he was located in Jyväskylä. Okay, laptops already went. They ended. But you can see the price, 160 euros. It's a professional laptop. They are in a good quality, way better than the stores we have. 223, 160, 95 for ThinkPad. Not the bad deals. So, little tip if you need to find a computer or whatever you need to find. But hey, we had a WhatsApp group invitation there. Do you have any questions? What should we do? Because I'm here for you, and I can take any topic or I can tell about some specific topic. But hey, think about that. Ask something from me from the chat, and meanwhile, I will pull a one CV. to review it. I'll go and take from the list, and I'll take a, where do I find, I'll check that. Do I have that one? I have this one. Let me just redact it for us, and then this is a Europass, and now I will double check the information. Okay, here it is. Now I will save this redacted version and then open it for us. I'll put it there in a CV review folder, and there it is. Now I need to find it. Where did I save it? There is 17th. It went into some. Let's see. Not today. I need to go again and check that. Where did I actually save it? Yeah, always need to redact these. And then let's see. It's in a PNG. Save it. That's the folder. There it is. Today's CV. And this is also something that very often people send me, that, hey, what about Europass? That how it would work. Let me take this way bigger. I think you can't see it at this moment. But let's go through a Europass from point of a company, that if we send it, and let's have it why it doesn't bring a good results. Hey, Sumil, can we discuss about using staffing services? Yeah, we can. Hey, Sumil, throw a city in a chat. In which city we should be looking for staffing companies? And I will pick a real example. And then I'll tell you how to communicate with them. Because that's also not so straightforward, and it's not something you can just do once and leave it. So I will go through with you. Just tell me a city. Of course, Helsinki. Why not? But very quickly, the Europass. Listed work experience straight away. What's missing? Profile is missing. It has zero information from us. Of course, Europass has a lot of different places to add different categories, but very quickly we get the sanitized list of works we have been doing. Like in this case, work experience, senior accountant, then again, just the country, position, time frame, again, company there, and then company, and then there. Last one is a United Bank Limited. So if you take this kind of Europass and send it to company when they are looking for people, company doesn't do anything with this CV unless it's 100% match for the job they are offering you. Then they can check that, okay, you actually know how to do this work, but it's missing profile, then skills. You always should have soft skills. You should have professional skills, and then those has to be industrial terms that the systems will pick up them nicely. And then education is missing from this one. That one should definitely be added there. Language skills and so on. Hey, I got a WhatsApp message about reviewing the CV. Let's see here. And let's see where. Hey, we have. Let me check this one. We have a lot of text here. It became a wall of text. Let me see that CV and come back to that after a couple of words about staffing companies. Let's try to fit your CV. You sent it to me this evening. It is a good spot. I'll check. But then the question about staffing companies. What would you like to know about staffing companies? You can write in the chat that what you would like to know, and meanwhile you think a question, I'll tell you generally about the staffing companies. Okay, explain how to fill online forms in job sites, create a good profile to stand out your CV. We would need for that a CV and a job to apply to be applied. I would be happy to show you exactly what I did with the previous CV yesterday. But let's have a word about the staffing companies. Biomedical person through staffing companies. I would say that it could be a bit outside of the staffing company field. Let's talk about staffing companies to get an idea. What is a staffing company in Finland and why do we have them? First, let's go to the question that why do we have staffing companies here? We have staffing companies because when companies hires people, they get a lot of responsibilities with that. They have occupational health care to arrange. They have union pays to handle. All it's a nightmare, if I put it that way. That's why we have around 2,500 staffing companies in Finland. And idea is that they are a middleman. They will hire people on their own payroll, and then they will find companies where they would be leasing or renting those people. And good thing is that if you get employed through staffing company, you still will get normal salary, the union salary, what they have decided. And how does a staffing company make money? They use a multiplier for your salary. For example, if you're hired for 15 euros, they will use a multiplier around 1.9 something. And company will end up paying almost 30 euros for your work an hour, and they are happy to pay it because it's a way easier way to employ people, especially for a short term, couple of weeks, or then companies who really don't want to hire anybody directly, they will hire all people through staffing company. And some companies uses it for hiring. If they hires you through staffing company and you have, for example, worked 6 months with that arrangement, then company can take without any sanctions you to be directly on their payroll. So it's a stress-free way to hire also people. And now we were in Helsinki area. I would need to, hey, biomedical, give me a profession, like what would be a title? And that would be my homework. That how could I find work for you? Find me a company and a place, and I'll take you through it and create your paperwork. But now we're in Helsinki area. Let's translate this site in English. This site is a finder.fi. It's a easiest way to find companies based on the field and location in Finland. Bioanalyst in HUS. I would need to find out that how HUS hires people. I think I could be able to do that. But let's try this in English. Not an easy questions to have in a live stream. Very specific field and on the public sector. How do you get in? Love it. A bit challenge for the evening. But hey, we were in Helsinki, and then the word we are looking, henkilöstövuokraus. Let's see what happens. Like said, Finland had around 2,500, I think 2,560 something staffing companies. Helsinki area alone has 583. And then you just need to go through local companies and try to find them which would fit your field. And you need to go through every one of them because they work on a different fields. Let's say example. Now this is not for bioanalyst analytics. This is for construction works or logistics, warehouse work. Then you would think companies like Paltworks, Värväämö, Lisäpalvelu, Go On is more on a hospitality and a grocery field. You would think those big companies. And then you can go through that, hey, what else we have? Like Staffmax or Loki, personal service, and so on. And here you could see their turnover again, how profitable they are, so you can make a decision if it's a good fit for you, the way that they are actually financially doing okay. And then you go to their website to see how it is. And let's see for fun. You can see here that if you have an English page, it offers you different details. So I would use the Finnish page and then translate it in English. And then let's go see. And here it is. This one gives you a bit tip. You can't see maybe well, it's so small on the screen. But like I have worked with the different systems, and from the domain, I can check that, hey, what software they are using. And Loki is using software called Likeit. The company I used to work, they changed to Likeit after a while, and it was a good system. How it works when you apply in a staffing company. Let's assume that there's a place you want to apply. We go and click places open, and here you can see, oh, they have a lot of IT places open. This would be good for an IT guy from a couple of days ago. But let's talk about the tactics and the way we should deal with staffing companies. Like we said, staffing companies are middleman. They find their own clients. That's why they need to have a huge pool of candidates on their own list. That's why they announces a lot of job places online that you can apply. Sometimes they are very very general description that what they have to offer. It just means that they want to collect people on their list. Because check this one. Power Platform Senior Developer. and then every freaking place in Finland listed, and that would be open. So it means that they just need people on their list. But then, how do we deal with staffing companies? You always pick, for example, open application, or you will pick some specific job you are applying. You will target your paperwork for the company, then you will send it through their system. It will create a digital profile from you. And then what happens if you stop there? You will be buried under the list so deep in a database that nobody will dig you from there. Because let's think about when I worked every day in a staffing company. We got 20, 30 applications a day per person in that system. And then in the morning when I came to work, I had a huge list of applications there. I started to go it through. I picked the ones which were highlighted. And then sometimes there were people that application just weren't good match. And in a day, they already disappeared from our view. And they went into so deep that only search would find them. But if you don't create a proper profile with a good description, even search can't find you from there. And that happened to many people. How to operate with staffing companies? Like I said, create a targeted application, good description of your skills, knowledge, send it in, and then keep regularly in touch with that staffing company. Create an Excel, Google Sheet list, doesn't matter, and then mark there that every month you will contact them. You will pick a manager who will speak English and then just send a hi message and ask, how is your day? How the world looks like. You will stay on their memory. Like what happened to me very often, it happened surprisingly often, that I started the workday, went through what has happened, what we need to get done, and then middle of that, guy called me and asked that, hey, is there anything available for me that still looking for a job? And didn't have anything available at that moment. Had to say that, sorry, I have nothing for you at this moment, but if I get something, I'll call you. And then in a couple of hours, a client called for us and asked that, hey, do you have anybody? We need urgently person for next morning. And then I was thinking that, hey, I had that guy who just called me. That name burned in my memory. And then I called that person and said, hey, your lucky day. We got something available and you can start tomorrow if it's okay for you. And that's how you deal with staffing companies. Do you have to take every job they offer for you? Absolutely not. When they have a job available, they will call you and just says that, hey, here's something, this and this available. Would it be a good fit for you? And then you can say, of course, no, if it doesn't sound that, hey, this is a work for me. But remember, if you say no too often, they will stop calling you. That's why there's always a small pressure to take that job. And then if you get a job, you can use also that as a keep in touch with the staffing company. You can send them monthly message that, hey, I'm actually at this moment employed. I will be free this and this time if you know when the work is ending. And then the staffing agent manager gets an idea that, hey, this is a guy who gets work, that our competitors are employing that person. And that makes them very tempting. Because I remember when I worked in a staffing company, there was some kind of competition that who can lure most of the competitor employees to work for you. But yeah, that's a staffing company. And if you have a CV, CV and you don't know how to fill your application, you can send that one also for me. I can show you, because this I can't show with dummy CV or my own created paperwork or my own CV, because I don't want to go to work in the different companies. If you have a place to apply and CV to tune, I would love to take that one. And then also create a plan. Like with that previous, we went in the very beginning through. But hey, let's see. Please explain how to fill out online forms in job sites to create a good profile and stand out your CV. Now we would need a target. For that, I would need a CV and a place to apply. To explain, I need to show it. But hey, let's take here one CV to be reviewed. And again, I need to redact it. Just give me a second. I will copy it, redaction tool. References will be hidden there. And then hidden there. Okay, I made it a bit ugly. But now I just quickly read through that nothing personal is revealed here. Okay, then I will save that one and redact it to the name, and then 2 letters from name, and we will save this as PNG. There it is. Let's see, did it come here? Yes. This is the CV I got. Let me get the StreamYard to show that how much I need to zoom that you can actually see it. Let's start going through from the beginning, aiming to end. And when you recognize that, hey, this is my CV, if you have a place to apply or specific job or specific company, send it in me in a WhatsApp, because I would need that information to get most out of this. Professional summary: manufacturing logistics professional with 8 years of experience in industrial operations, production support, supply chain coordination with heavy manufacturing environments. Experienced in team supervision, shift-based operations, KPI monitoring, industry safety, and process improvement. Proven track record of improving productivity, ensuring production continuity, and delivering measurable cost savings. Seeking to contribute to shift supervisor in a high-performance manufacturing organization. Okay, here's a lot of good. First of all, we state that what kind of professional we are. And then we have 8 years plus experience. And then we name where we have that experience. Really good. Then we mentioned that where we want to shift. But what do we have missing here? How I would change it? It's missing targeting, that where we are actually applying. We say that we want to shift the supervisor in a high-performance manufacturing organization. But where and what is that high-performance manufacturing organization? When we say high-performance manufacturing organization, that feels a bit like a filler word. Maybe I would skip it. But let's see. My WhatsApp beeped. It's not here yet. So I'll wait. If there comes a job, I will go it through. Skills: shift supervision, production operation management, industrial safety monitoring, corporate data entry, office, continuous improvement. But then again, where are we targeting? And this is more a bit like a list. It is ATS friendly terms used in the systems, but I would, hey, let's see, what's up? Hey, here we have, perfect. We have an example. So you wrote it in the chat, and I think I can use it here in a live stream. Tell me if I can't use your job you're going to apply. Then skills. I would divide it into soft skills and professional skills. When we think about how people have to stand out, companies value a lot about soft skills. How are you good in management? Do you work in teams, or do you prefer individual work? We need that soft skill section. So let's add that one. Professional experience. Good. Here's a shift supervisor. Can't speak anymore. Getting late. And then we have in the task level description. Best part with the task level description is that it's good AI food. It's not perfect for a CV, but it gives us a good starting point. Logistics executive, Siam City, supervised operational teams, so on. Good AI food. Hey, this is something which doesn't happen too often. Key achievements saved 125 million LKR annually by optimizing. That's good. Increased vessel discharge. Nice. Restructured inbound, and so on. Love it. Senior engineering executive, so on. And tasks listed. Education's good part. Here is times. Yes, I can find them. Time with, I mean the year. Most likely it's the graduation year. And then here, April 2017. And advanced diploma in manufacturing management, Colombo 2016. Good. Other qualifications, occupational safety card. That's good. Hey, occupational safety card. I have a better idea. We have a couple of safety cards in Finland provided by different companies. Actually, rest are provided by companies, and one is provided by non-profit organization. And I happen to know that this card here is provided by the non-profit organization, and that's the only card which will work in every field in Finland. Every company will accept it. So I would put it the way that safety card and then TKK, which means that Työturvallisuuskeskus, then card number and how long it's valid. Okay, I got the permission to review with the job. Let's go see what kind of job we are applying. Then references in the end. We live in a time of all kind of data leaks and problematic times when it comes to information. When you have references, you should write maybe upon on a request that if you want, I will provide them for you. Then you won't be sending personal details to every possible place. That's how I would do it. But let's go see what kind of job we are applying. I'll take there. Let's go here. And then we get to the fun part, the CV building. I should have got more water to have with me. But let's see. Again, I'm trying to check that what you can see, so I will make it a bit bigger. Full time, 23 days ago, end day February 28th. Oh, we're getting in a hurry. 6 days to left. We are looking shift supervision to join beverage can factory in Hämeenlinna, can pack group. She main responsibilities. Good thing is that the page is in English. Expectations. And this is the part I would always read very carefully because they are telling you directly what they want to know. Strong interpersonal leadership skills. We have to highlight supervisory experience from manufacturing environment. When we have those work experience listed, when we have a task level description, we might be missing this part. So let's try to highlight that one in our CV. Familiar with SAP and Office. It was mentioned in the CV, really good. Proficiency in English, both written and spoken. I think there we will have a zero problems. If you don't meet any requirement, we encourage you to apply. Diverse experience and perspectives. This one could also give us a tip that we should maybe highlight something from our work history which would fit to the company. I'm thinking in the cover letter part about what we bring on the table. We're not always using that, but here I would use. What do we offer? Challenging work in a fast-paced developing international company, opportunities for professional development. Here's again, direct tip. They like people who will work towards higher positions, develop their skills. And salary is a good Finnish salary. And then there's also a bonus system. By 28th, if you're in Canpack, we are not the Canpack employee at this moment. And then there's a video. And can I get the link from the video? What kind of video it is? I think it's embedded on a company page. If it's a YouTube video, there you can get the link and you can get the AI to analyze it. But we will skip that part today. But this is our start. Let's start to editing the CV. Let's take a fresh Gemini for us, like this. And now I will see, this is a good CV because I can copy paste it. Now I'm going to copy it. And then we open the Canva for us. Let's see, analyze my CV. And this is the part where we don't need templates. We will build our own template on the fly. Let's see. Critical analysis. Let's check. Strength, like we mentioned. Results, technical foundation, SAP, yes. Areas to improve, hard action verbs. Finnish context, okay. Formatting, and so on. Okay. Let's do it the way that rebuild my CV. And what we want, profile, like we mentioned, we want work experience, we want education, and then after education, we want skills. We want them soft and professional. Soft and professional. Then we want certificates. Then we want, I'm trying to think, what do we have? Language. Let's start with this. We can always throw more in this order. And then first improvement. Use ATS friendly terms and proper action verbs. Those little details are the ones which actually makes a really good results. Now we are getting our CV template in order. Let's wait that it would remove the, okay, it left. Here it is. Here's our headline, profile, yes. And then all the experiences listed here. Education, skills, professional technical skills came. We have operation, we have system, industrial, and then we have a safety. And it could be that if you get some hallucinations, throw them away. But it somehow figures it out very good options from your own experience. So it's actually quite good. Then soft skills, leadership, communication, aptitude. Then certificates, työturvallisuuskortti valid. And here we will put the magic word, which will tell the recruiter that you have the one which is valid everywhere. And so on. English, professional, Finnish mentioned here, native, bilingual, good, targeted tips, emphasize esimies value. And now let's tell the AI that forget about targeting Finnish market. We have a job application in English. And give a little tip for AI. And then now we go to CanPack, and now we are lazy. We will pick a wall of text and we will copy it. And then we give AI, don't edit CV. And then let's ask, tell me about CanPack, was it Oy? CanPack Finland Oy. CanPack Finland Oy. The company we are targeting. Let's see what it tells about CanPack before we tell about the job itself, because we don't want it to guess too many details. CanPack, major player in the Finnish beverage packing industry. Location, Hämeenlinna, scale, company size, capacity, team size 150, global powerhouse, so on. So it knows a lot about the company. They have strong safety first culture. First little tip we need for our paperwork. Efficiency, high in their priorities. Again, second tip. Why you're a good fit for them? Okay, it already analyzed why our CV is a good tip for them. Heavy industrial bridge, logistics, shift work, yes, pro tip for interview, and so on. And now, don't again, we forbid editing CV. Analyze the job we are applying. And here is our wall of text. Still thinking a while? How are you hanging? It's 11:15. We are already over time. But after we get this targeted, I will save the copy of a CV and give it the person that, hey, this is a one version for you, and then you can format it, and it's a one way. Okay, we are ready. Highlight alignment match with your profile. That's a good part. Yes, the perfect match pillars mentioned. Deep dive addressing key responsibilities. It highlighted the parts which would be a good fit, potential soft gaps, Finnish aluminum specifics, cover letter. That's our next step. And now customize and target my CV for the job, and let it do the magic. And then we can compare our first CV and then what we have created. Okay. Performance-driven shift supervisor with 8 years of experience in high-volume industrial operations and mechanical engineering. That's not the one. I want to have an original one here next to me. I think it's this one. Okay. First one, we had manufacturing and logistics professional with 8 years of experience in industrial operations, and then a list of different things we were doing. And check what happened. Here we are saying straight away that we are performance-driven shift supervisor. They are looking for a shift supervisor, so we need to tell them that, hey, we are your person. Then we have a proven track record of delivering over 180 million LKR in a cost savings through process of innovations. And check, where does this match? Now think about the part when we asked about the company, that what company values or what kind of things they highlight. And one of them was sustainability. And here we are telling that we have a track record, savings, and especially through innovation. Then professional expertise around bakery and cafe in Helsinki, shift supervisor, and so on in the present. And here we have tasks and what we are actually doing, and then fill these places. And sometimes it might be a bit too much text. AI doesn't make a perfect one. So you might cut something to save a bit space, or you can highlight some area and ask that, hey, summarize this one. Say and so on. We have a lot of text. This is hard to fit in a one page, but I think 2 pages is also good. And here it left. I think this time CV can be bigger Why it can't be longer? Because you have a relevant experience, the things they are actually looking for. I wouldn't leave this away at all. Like in any case, I want them to be there. So let's assume our CV is actually quite good. Then it's up to formatting, how it goes. Now I have to save this one. Let's take a new one here, open a new and document, and here it is saved. Yeah, it will be 2 pages. You can, of course, make empty spaces smaller, tighten it a bit, but I wouldn't do it because this will be anyway on a 2-page. But then I leave it that up to you. But then, next one. Create a cover letter. Let's see what happens. Create a cover letter, and there we want section. Add section what we bring on the table. Let's see what happens. And always header your details. Then the person's names, avoid hiring manager, sir, madam, or then even better, the name of the person. And then always, where are you applying? You need to have the task. Very often I get papers, or I have seen papers that we don't mention the job we are applying. Dear hiring manager, it's great. Yeah, okay, it sounds a bit robot again, or leadership experience in a high volume. And then again, contribute to Canpac's mission. it takes to the level which is not realistic. And this is actually the format they will be reading a lot. They need that personal touch. And so on, associated your leadership currently, and that. And now I would need a bit personal information, but we will leave it out to make it to look personalized. But let's give it an instructions. Let's tune it. Make it sound more personal. We are not a robot. Leave all filler words out. Make it more compact. And let's add, we have already a job in Finland. Twist. We are adapted in Finnish work culture. Not sure if it be the family here, but I leave it out. I'm not guessing. Let's see what happens. We want to leave all the eager to contribute. We want to leave those away. World-class packing solutions. We need to write it like to the person. Let's see what happened. Canpack high-speed Hamel in a plant is exact the environment where I want to apply my mechanical engineering background. Sounds way better. I thrive in heavy industry where precision and uptime are the only metrics that matter. Having managed complex operation, yeah, so on. I have fully adapted the Finnish work culture. I value direct communication. Yeah, this is on a this is still on a bit, just a bit sterile professional level. But what the person whose paperwork this is, what you can actually do. You can take it, you can throw it on AI, the same I use, and then you can add there your personal details. For example, if wife is studying, throw there that wife is studying. If you have kids, you can add there things you like in Finland. You can, what else? Hobbies, for example, and so on. And that one will give a personal touch to cover letter, what usually is not added. And what we bring on the table, technical troubleshooting, okay, data proficiency here. This one is cost efficiency, local compliance, flow ready. And what are we missing? We are missing that CanPack values diverse backgrounds. CanPack values diverse background. How to apply? Let's see what happens. It looks like we are unable to have less than 1.5 hour live streams. It's not just possible for some reason. Cover letter diversity, yes. And buzzword. Here it is. My diverse background across different continents, industries, my greatest asset. Finally, we are getting something personal. Has taught me lead multicultural teams with empathy and clarity. Perfect. Now we are getting there. And see what happens when you take something personal and add it in that mix instead of having the job descriptions and so on. It will create you really nice paperwork. And what we did today, we used 0 templates. We had one CV we started with. We had a targeted professional profile here to match the job. We are applying the role, experience. We changed the description to the match what company values. Then education, it is how it is listed there. Skills, we divided into technical, operational, and leadership and soft skills. Remember, we are looking for a shift manager role. And that one involves a lot of soft skills. Certificates and licenses. Here again, it took and changed. We want to have it ETK, RÖ. And then they will know that, hey, you have the right card. First aid, yes, listed. Language is good. I think now we are good to go. But hey, what an evening. Do you have any questions? We have a last tough 6 people hanging online. How is your evening? And what would you like to know next time? Tomorrow I have a work day. I'm running an occupational safety course, but then on a Monday I could maybe run again live, maybe in the evening, because I am actually now building my office, rebuilding it, and I'm getting a new streaming devices. I have a drawing board coming. I want to draw in my presentations. I could actually take a CV on it and then highlight things. I want to try that, how that one works. So you will give me CVs and paperwork, jobs to apply, and I'll get to test my studio and devices that they work perfectly. It's a good environment to test. But then, if no questions today, you can always throw in a chat. There was a, not in a chat, in a WhatsApp group, and there we can continue the talk. Does that sound like a plan? I think we will wrap it for this evening. 1.5 hours of fun together. What would be a better way to spend an evening? But hey, have a great evening and let's continue in a WhatsApp. I'll also write in the chat that, hey, have a great night. Yeah, Sumil is our carrying force. See you in a WhatsApp. Now I will close.